here to share a few points on how to stay out of tax trouble. Today's topic is 4 levels of professional tax service. Let's jump right in. The first level is we call compliance. You probably call it tax preparation or tax filing. This is the army of tax preparers that handle about half of the nation's tax returns every year. There are, of course, certainly other types of tax preparation or filings beyond annual tax returns, but that is the bulk of it, and that's most of what we think about. So, the first level. An interesting thing is there are very little or almost no requirements to call yourself a professional tax preparer. Some states have more strict requirements than the federal government, but for the most part, anybody can be a professional tax preparer. The second level of service is called representation. And this is when you need or want to have a person with experience approach the IRS or approach the state and work out an issue. It is almost always smart, if there is an issue, to not represent yourself, to actually get some help. It works out much better in the end. It's worth the extra added expense. Two groups of people are qualified to be representatives, at least at the federal level, and that carries through in most other situations, and that is certified public accountants and enrolled agents. And both are equally good at handling a representation. In many cases, an enrolled agent, EA, that specializes in representation is a better choice than a CPA who does other kinds of work that might focus on auditing or might focus on nonprofit or some or industry accounting. So that's keep that in mind when choosing a representative. The third level is advisory. That's the category I put myself in. That typically combines a person with a strong tax law background that can be used for planning, tie in the tax and accounting with your overall financial planning, and then at the best of breed, I would call it, tie in that to a person's overall uh, life coaching and life goals, and putting taxes and accounting in place in perspective with other important things in life. The next level is that of attorney, specifically a tax attorney we're talking about. And in this case, whenever there is a risk of criminal issues, if you know you have criminal exposure, or if you suspect you might or aren't even sure, it is always best to work with a tax attorney. The reason is the tax attorney is the only of the four that can protect your personal conversations from disclosure. Any other person in any other group can be subpoenaed to turn over their records in a prosecution, whereas attorney privilege protects you from that. The best combination is to have an experienced advisor, planner person working for the tax attorney, and then we're engaged directly, and then we're not subject to that usual subpoena requirement. So keep that in mind. So those are the 4 levels of professional tax representation. There's a lot going on this week in the tax world. I look forward to being back tomorrow with another Tax Minute.